We're back! Do you know how long it's been since our last video?
We literally met.
It had to have been in March.
We were supposed to meet the Tuesday before this happened, I think.
Okay.
It was one of those days right before quarantine happened that we were supposed to actually get together.
So it's been 6 months.
Dang, it's been 6 months. Dang, welcome back, kinfolk, to Real Talk Thursday.
Are you guys excited?
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I'm ecstatic. So it has been way too long. I think the first time that we saw each other was last weekend, right?
Yeah, for Missy's birthday.
Yeah, so we got together.
Which was nice.
It was so, oh my gosh. I didn't even realize how much I needed it until I left. I'm like, oh my God, my heart is so full. I was like, I needed my people.
I had interaction with others.
Like it's so different. Like when you have those friends that you meet, you get together with, and then you feel like just uplifted, like full when you leave. Like that's the best feeling.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so
and you guys got to meet Travis. Like,
yes,
that's a big deal.
And I feel like he just blended right in.
It's almost like he'd always been there. It was so nice. Like my heart was like overflowing.
Mariah was mentioning how much she liked Travis and Sean.
Oh, yeah, Sean is such a great guy. I'm so rooting for Missy and Sean. I call them Team Shessie.
She said, I don't know if I've ever heard him talk before. He's really funny talking about Sean.
No, they haven't.
No, because I don't think they've really been... A lot of things that we've done where it's been Missy and Sean have just been like our adult like groups or whatever, so the girls haven't been around. And then at church, he would be playing. So it's like they never really got to interact with him in that manner.
That makes sense.
So they had a lot of fun.
No, I'm so glad they got to hang out.
My only one regret is that Easton wasn't with you guys, because I feel like that would have been perfect for him to get to kind of meet everyone, and then he would have been able to interact with my kids.
Yes, I think he would have had a blast. Yeah. He probably would have been a little shy at first, I'm guessing.
I don't know.
But then he would have loosened
John
up
Nathan
fast.
would have probably been like, another boy. He gets tired of probably hanging out with girls all the time. I put him in soccer.
Oh, you did? Okay, so how's that going? So this is the first week?
Actually, the week before Labor Day was the first week. And then a break for Labor Day, and then we just had, because it's every Saturday, so he just had his second one.
Aww.
So here's the thing. It's going really great. Aww. John Nathan is like really, he's not like aggressive and rough and like other boys. He's 8, if you guys remember.
Cute. He's hilarious.
He's like he's like cautious and kind of nerdy. He's just like one of those marches to the beat of his own drum type of kids. So to see him out, but he really likes it, but he's so focused on kicking the ball, and it's just like his little body, and he's just looking down. He's trying to control that ball so hard. Most kids will just be like, I'm just going to kick it, but it might go out, and then they just run and get it. He's like, no, I gotta control it. And he goes real slow. And the coaches go, come on, John Nathan, go, John Nathan. And he goes real slow. All the other kids are like running full speed, and he's like, his arms are moving. Is
that how he does his arms?
But yeah, and then sometimes he puts some like a dinosaur, like a pterodactyl, kind of like he's flying. I'm like,
that is so funny.
And so far the kids are not making fun of him, so I'm going to call that a win. He does not get made fun of.
Oh, okay, good.
He is like, that was one of my worries, because he's weird. Like, for those of you guys who have kids, that are parents, sometimes you just look at your kid and you're just like, they are weird. I would put him in that category. But he is so lovable.
Yeah, he is.
That he usually does not have any issues. He's maybe had like a couple of kids that have not wanted to play with him or whatever, and I just
seems to me like, I haven't seen him interact with like kids in his class or anything, but he seems like the kind of kid that would go around and try to make everybody happy. Like just try to put a smile on their face.
And the little girls always love him.
I bet.
They come on, Johnny, we can help you. And he just eats it up.
He's so sweet.
So,
He's so sweet.
but yeah, and the girls are doing well. So the girls are doing virtual e-learning, still. But my son is doing hybrid. So he does half e-learning, half in person, which is perfect for him and perfect for me because it's like a little bit of a relief to not having to guide him through e-learning every single day. It's
e-learning.
Boo!
Yeah. Now
put a freaking thumbs down in the comments.
Right. Yeah. I mean, are you guys? I'm sure a lot of you have kids and are doing e-learning yourself. Like, are you guys on hybrid now, or do you do e-learning still, like every single day? Because I know every school is so different. So the girls don't have any. You don't have the option.
They had the option. They did not want. They wanted to stay virtual.
Oh.
They are very much like, because I always read like the reports from the school, and it's like, okay, maybe they have 1 reported case or 5 reported cases in the district or whatever, and they're like, that's one too many. I'm saying that.
Listen, kids,
they are very. I think all my kids are very cautious. I like to think because I'm cautious, but for Jonathan, I think because he's younger, he just needed to. It's harder for younger kids to understand this prolonged period of isolation.
Right.
It's like it's gone on for so long. I feel like his brain was starting. It was like he was going into the twilight zone. So that's why I put him in soccer, and then he was going back to school halftime. So I'm like, we need to get some sort of normal routine for him because it was affecting him more than it was affecting the girls. Because I just feel like they have a higher level of understanding.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. And he's how old again?
He's 8.
8. Okay.
Yep. He'll be 9 actually on the 23rd.
Oh, okay.
So he's just a little body with a big egg head. He's so cute.
Big egg.
He's adorable.
So do the girls have like class online, like on Zoom?
Yeah, they have laptops, and they, like Mariah has, like first thing, or probably like around 9 o'clock, she has a Zoom from like 9 to 11.
Oh my god!
Like a legit, like she's in class almost kind of.
Okay.
And then she breaks, and then she has other things
That's
where she have to get on or do assignments and stuff like that because she's in accelerated classes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then my oldest daughter, who just started her first year of high school.
That's crazy. I can't believe that.
She does. They have a Zoom that's not as long. They have a Zoom in the morning, and then in high school you have all the different classes, so they have little different Zooms throughout the day, and then just like assignments and stuff, kind of like a normal structure. So they have a lot of variety. I know you were saying Ison doesn't have a lot of variety with his work, but yeah, my kids have.
Well, now
a lot of different ways that they've done it. So I feel like it's
cool.
been successful.
So I think it's cool to have like Zoom classes because that way the teacher's so involved. So even though you probably can't get help like you would be able to, if the teacher was actually physically there. You still have some. The interaction I think is important. Yeah. Ison's school is different. They basically I think it's Friday, they have to go to the school, hand over the prior week's work, and pick up the next week's work. They don't have any interaction. They don't have any. He just have like thick pack. It's a lot of work. I guess it's supposed to be like 5 hours a day-ish. And then he got like stacks of books, and they're just like, okay, do these and bring it back next week. I'm like, what is this?
Oh my gosh. I feel sorry for any kid in that situation that doesn't have someone to help them.
Yeah, see, his mom is able to help him, thank God.
Yeah.
He goes to work with her. She's in a situation where she owns her own business, so she can take the time. But so he's got a lot of help from her, and she's really good about like making sure that he stays on top of it and stuff. But it's just a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot on him and a lot on her, I'm sure. Yes. Like to try to do, like I know how that feels to try to put all that together. Yeah,
so we're actually going to get him, his birthday is Wednesday. He's going to be 10.
Aww.
Icy. And then we're going to have our dinner on Thursday for his birthday. with all of them, and then we're gonna bring him back. So then we're gonna have to do e-learning with him. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. So the first week was a disaster. I mean, the first week is like, you know, the easy skate through the week work. So it was like, I'm like, what does he do? Like he knows this stuff already. Like why is he doing? But it was the first week, so understandable. But I haven't really gotten to see what his main, like how the work is actually going to be. So it'll be really interesting.
How long will he stay?
He just stays as long as he wants. So they have a situation where, which is so refreshing to be in a situation where they have a healthy interaction. Yeah. That's always the best. It's so refreshing. Like I have dated guys with kids, but I never met the mother, and I've never seen such of like a fluid situation. Like we've hung out with them before. We went to Easter, since we're sharing ISA, we kind of quarantined together, so we had them for Easter. Or we went over there for Easter and hung out with them and whatever. And so if Ison wants to come here, he can. If he wants to stay home, he can. So they really just leave it kind of up to him. Yeah. Who he wants to live with, who he wants to stay with.
Which that's really nice. I feel like it's that way with my son's dad. So me and Darnell he lives here, so we live in the same place, so it's not that big of a deal. So we see each other a lot.
Does their dad not live here anymore?
He does live here, but we do not. To my ex-husband, which is my two daughters' dad, we don't have a relationship at all.
I thought you guys were civil. And
I mean, civil if we have to talk. I mean, we just really, especially because the girls are getting older, we hardly ever interact.
That makes sense.
And for the way that his personality is and the way that my personality is, the less we interact, I feel like the better that it is. Gotcha. And I feel like it's unfortunate because to have a situation like Travis and Ison's mom, or like me and my son's dad, is so much healthier for the kid.
For sure.
For them to know, like, no matter what, like, because I tell my son all the time, like, your dad is a part of our family. Yeah. We are not together anymore, but even once the Lord sends my Boaz, my son's dad will always be a part of our family. Right. And now, depending on how he feels about, because not everyone wants to acclimate. But he is a good-hearted person, so I'm sure he would, get used to it over time or whatever. Right. But I wish that I had that from my girls. Yeah. Like, I really do. And there's really nothing I can do about it other than to, like, try to explain to them in the best way. Like, sometimes the situation is not ideal, but you can still make it the best situation that it can be. Yeah. Which I feel like at the very least, that's what we have. We've made the best of what it is. And what it is that we just can't fool with each other like that. Yeah. I mean, I think I probably would be open to it.
But you really tried, though.
I mean, in the beginning, it was just a hot mess all the way around. Like, he didn't care for me. I didn't care for him. And I would say he's not my favorite person. I'm sure the feeling is mutual. But I am pretty good at, like, I don't really hold grudges. So I could move on if I saw that the other person was also making an effort. Right. Like, I would just be like, okay, it's squash. Like, let's be cool. We could do holidays together. We could do whatever. Like, because I don't feel uncomfortable in that sense. But not everyone is like that, and he is not like that. Yeah. He's one of those people where it's like, if he's done with, a person or a situation or a job or whatever, how they always say, don't burn your bridges? He got a flamethrower on every bridge. It's like, if I'm not messing with that person, that job, it's just burn. Ain't no going back. So I think that's just his personality, which, he's a Virgo. I don't care for Virgos. I think guys men.
Oh, okay.
Virgo men. Because I'm a Libra.
Keeping it
but,
real.
but keeping it real goes wrong. Keeping it real goes off the rails. But let's turn it back over to a better topic. So I had told you the other day, I felt like you were settling well into the parenting, step-motherhood, motherly thing. So how is that going? Like, it is a huge shift to go from being a single person
years,
a single person, to having a serious relationship with a significant other that you more than likely are going to be with for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And becoming a parent.
Yeah.
All in one little.
Yeah, you know,
in the midst of a pandemic.
In the midst of a pandemic. Yeah, okay, so gosh, I feel like the pandemic was so long ago, but it's still happening, it's like
it hasn't gone away.
Gee, okay. Yeah. Things have been really, really good. Like it almost feels like he's always been in my life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it's just easy. Like, so honestly, I feel like the pandemic was huge because I am the kind of person, I'm not easy to live with. I mean, you know how I am. You know how I am. Like, I'm very, like, rigid. I'm very, like, about my space and about, like, I'm kind of territorial about my space, and I'm super, like, I'm a pain in the ass pretty much about certain things. Sometimes.
You are probably the most different person that I've ever had this close of a friendship with, and I really just as a side note, and I realized it kind of early. There was nothing that I disliked, but you're just a very particular person.
I'm super particular,
and I was like, okay, I am going to have to adjust to just learn how to flow. Sometimes you just have to learn how to flow with different people. Like, you don't have the same relationship with everyone. So I knew that there was nothing negative, but I was like, but it's going to be just and you are a very intense person.
I am intense, aren't I?
So, you know, and that's fine. But I'm a Libra. I said that again. And you know how people, you're not a, what's your sign?
Sagittarius.
We both are the same in that we both absorb other people's energies. Yes. I think we maybe do it in a different way, but we both do. So your intense thing, like, I had to learn how to
channel it.
Yes. I had to learn how to sit in the moment and let you have your, like, if we would have an intense conversation, I would have to really make sure I was, like, listening to hear what you were really, like, hear past your emotions, to hear, like, what you were really saying. I had to kind of, like, let your stuff, like, settle.
Yeah, like, I'm really learning how, and this relationship is actually helping me to learn how to, like, I don't know, because whenever I talk and I get passionate, I get loud. I don't mean to get loud. Like, I'm not yelling. I used to be accused of, like, yelling. Stop yelling. I'm not yelling. Like, I'm just passionate.
Yeah.
Like, but learning how to just kind of, like, chill. Like, just take it, go with the flow, just be easy. Mm-hmm. Which is, he makes it really easy to be that way. But when it comes to, like, living, like, that's a whole different ballgame. Mm-hmm. Like, if you think I'm intense as a friend, like, Lord, I'm like, this poor
as a
man.
mate, you're like,
yeah. But honestly, like, I think because he's so, like, he's genuinely just so great. Like, it's so worth compromising. I've always been so rigid. Like, I always thought, like, I'm not willing to give this up. I'm not willing to be this. I'm not willing, like, nope. But, like, you know, it's like, that's just not how it works, first of all. Like, everybody's so different. Second of all, like, when someone treats you so well and treats you like royalty, like, you're willing to,
that's what I was gonna say. If you're always willing when it's the right situation,
for sure. And for me, like,
and when you feel safe,
like, I mean, at first, when he first moved in, like, because he moved into my place first because my lease wasn't up yet. We were gonna get a place together because I'm just at a point, like, I know I've gotten a lot of backlash for this, but, you know, it is what it is. It's not going to change. But
And don't y'all come for her and don't come for me. I'm like, how y'all coming for me in the comments about what somebody else is doing?
Right.
Don't do that.
Like, it's just what it is. I went through a really, really bad situation with my ex-husband, and moving in with him and feeling the way that I did was traumatizing.
Yeah.
Me. Like, the feeling of like, oh my God, I literally have to live with this person. Like, I don't even know, like, something, it just didn't feel right. And I was like, I don't want to do that again. I'm about to be 38.
Yeah.
Like, ain't nobody, like, I trust the Lord. I do trust the Lord. I don't want to have to get divorced again. Yeah. And like, you really learn so much about somebody when you live with them. Like, things that you cannot learn if you don't live with someone.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't. So I just wasn't willing to do that again. But like things like him putting, you know, his spices on my fridge and his, like, I'm like,
I think it's cute. I saw that when I came.
It's cute, but like there are just like little things that I'm like, his mats on the floor, his mats in the bathroom. I'm just like, stuff like that. So it's been interesting.
Like a floor mat?
Yeah, it's like a floor mat, but I think it's because like the cats love to lay on them.
Oh, so they get like cat hair?
Yeah, it gets cat hair on it. It just looks gross. Like, you know, I'm not stepping on that. Yeah. You know, like it just, but it's clean. It just looks, they're black. So like they attract everything. Yeah. So just little stupid things like that. But anyway, I'm just going to.
It's not really stupid because I fear that, like, if I do get in a relationship, because this pandemic, like being at home and stuff, has made me so OCD about our place that I'm.
But your place is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Even my daughters, which is not like them, they're like, Mom, like, you don't have to clean I clean all day long.
Really? That's not a bad thing.
Finding something to wipe, finding something to vacuum, finding something to, you know, organize. Now everything is like, I don't even consider myself a neat person. I've always been a person that's like, I want stuff to be clean. Yeah. But it's like, if it's organized chaos, I'm cool with that. Right. As long as I know where it is and what's going on.
Yeah, her house was meticulous.
And now it's like,
I mean, it looked like you went to the Container Store, because she just went to the Container Store. Was it yesterday? Yeah. It looks like she shops there. Like, her house looks so good.
And it looks like that all the time. And now it's like, I can't go to, that's like my winding down ritual. I can't go to sleep until everything is back in order, because I don't want to wake up and the first thing I see is that something is out of order.
Yeah, I get that.
So,
and that's something that I had to learn to, because not that I was like the neatest I'm not the most organized person, but I feel like when it comes to my kitchen and the bathroom, like those are the two big rooms that I'm like, I just I can't. Like, at least, you know, things were clean in there. My stove was always clean. The sink, I didn't like have dishes in there, whatever. But living with
it's different when you have a family.
It is so different.
It's just totally different.
That's been the hardest thing. Although I will say, and my vlog people know, Travis, when we moved in here, because our house, when we were all living there, it was hard to keep it clean because one, it is so small. Yeah. I have so much stuff. And then, I mean, there really was still no excuse. And I told him that. I was like, there's no reason for the kitchen to be clean, regardless of how small the house is or whatever. But coming in here, I mean, the whole place is still kind of, because we're still trying to find places to put things on that. And we have our storage unit that we're still bringing stuff over from. And so he was just like, I noticed that like every other room could be a disaster, but if the kitchen is a mess, your mood is affected. He was like, so I'm going to be really intentional about keeping the kitchen clean. I'm like that's,
you know, that's our buzzword.
Yeah, I mean, really,
intentional's like an aphrodisiac.
It really is. I'm just like, really? Like, you notice that? Like, he takes the time to observe things, pay attention to how I respond to certain things, and like, because I mean, I'm like that. I feel like, but I knew that he existed. It just didn't feel like he would ever come. And like, now that he's so like that with everything, I'm just like, man. So that's been hard. I think the kitchens and then the bathroom, men are gross.
Yeah.
Men are a little bit different.
Yeah,
I can't, like, I don't like waking
but some women
up
are
to
too.
a dirty kitchen specifically. Like I don't like a dirty house, period. But specifically a dirty kitchen. And like when you live with other people, I have to be on top of him. It's like I'm careful about how much I like nag Travis because that can be emasculating, and I'm not trying to emasculate him. So I'm not like, babe, can you come get your dish? Can you put your dish? Like I don't do that. But with Ison, like I'm trying to, and I asked Travis, I was like, are you like okay? Well, are you okay with me staying on top of him? He was like, yeah, he needs to learn. So like anytime he leaves something, I'm like, Ison, I don't care where you are, come here, put this in the dishwasher. So I like train him so that he will do it. He finally, like, before he ended up going home this last time, like he started doing it on his own because he didn't want to hear my mouth. Yeah. Like that's the point. But it's been interesting, and I feel like he responds to me well. He definitely pushes buttons when Travis is not home. Of course, any kid does.
I think your own kid would do that with the mom. It's like kids are like that with the moms more so than they are with the dads. Like
dads don't
want to get a little far. You know, dads are usually the ones who like bring down the hammer, and the moms were trying to be patient. And, you know, so the kids say,
yeah, I'm more patient with him for a couple reasons. One, he's not biologically mine, and I also, you know, we're still getting to know it. I mean, we know each other. We're still developing a relationship. So I don't want to like. I just try to be careful, not to do too much too soon.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like slowly, like now I'll get to the point where I'm like, dude, no, like get in here now. And then he knows when I'm serious. He's like, you're scary. But most of the time, I just try to keep it light.
No, I get that. But you know, they say that kids do best when they have structure, and I think that's true. So, of course, sometimes the kids don't understand it. Of course not. But it really is the best thing. And you have to parent towards that child's personality.
Exactly.
Because even as a parent with my own kids, I have to parent each of my kids differently. Yeah. If the girls are out of control and if I kind of yell at them or whatever, we go through the process and then it's done and over with, and then I give them a hug, and then we go on about our business. When I yell at my son,
he cries.
He kind of gets real quiet, and then every single time without failing. I don't want y'all to think I yell at him all the time, but I mean, we're together every day, so I've yelled at him several good times, especially through e-learning. But every time if I raise my voice at him, he always asks me afterwards, do you still love me?
Oh my God.
Do you still love me? Like, as a parent, that's heartbreaking. So he does not handle me raising my voice at him very well at all.
Yeah. And I think, you know, just coming into Ison's life at age 9, it's like I think I'm taking a step back just to observe too, because I don't know the ins and outs of his personality yet. So I'm probably a little bit easy on him right now because, like, sometimes I'll have to be like, are his feelings hurt? Like, did you think that hurt? Did you think that he did that because I'm always trying to figure out, like, okay, well, where is this coming from? Why are you acting out? Because you're acting out for a reason. You're not just acting out because you're a brat, because he's an amazing kid. Like, he's so polite. He's really considerate. I mean, he's just like any kid where he pushes buttons and, you know, all that stuff and tries to get away with things. But like, if he really is acting out of character, then I'm just like, okay, is this normal for you when you don't get your way, or are you responding because you're sad you're going home, or like, so I'm just trying to like take a step back and be careful. So then, you know, Travis and I will talk about it, and so it's just a learning process. But I feel like overall it's going really well. You know, Travis gives me, you know, free reign to, you know, discipline him and stuff. But, you know, I'm just learning.
You'll always be learning. Yeah. As a parent, you always learn. You never, ever get it down. Because as soon as you feel like you have it down, they get older, and then they change, or something happens. They start a new sport. They go to a new school. They go to high school. They're getting ready to start dating. They're a different child at every single phase. Like, now that my oldest is 14, parenting her at 14 ain't nothing like these years in the past. Because now, you know, she's as tall as me, and she got a little more, you know.
Man.
And I can't, you know, she's not little, so I can't like really spank her or whatever. So it's like your parenting just evolves, I think, throughout life.
Yeah.
In general. So you have to just give yourself grace to know that as soon as you feel like I am killing this, something will happen. You'll be like, be humble, sit down.
Right. So I use the whole, your dad's coming home. If your dad was here, would you act like that? I pull that card a lot. He's like, no. I'm like, okay then. Good point.
Yeah. And I think kids, even in the best of situations, and definitely if you're not in the best of situations, when kids love both of their parents so much, even if it's a good situation, they have a hard time reconciling in their brain, why can't it just all be together?
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Like, I've been divorced from my ex-husband for 10 years. Longer than my daughters even remember from back then. And my youngest daughter still asks me, I know you and dad don't like each other, but could y'all just live together and just one person live on one side and one person live on the other side? Hi. So you didn't tell me he was here. We talking out loud.
I know, he was getting ready to go. No, that's okay.
How are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Doing well.
I was talking about you.
Oh, just talking, no big
talking
deal.
all
Just talking
kinds of
about you.
stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's just sometimes, and it's weird because sometimes when it's a super toxic situation, they're like, my mom and dad, like, no.
Right.
We know.
That's how Jason, my brother, was about our parents.
Yeah.
His relationship with our dad got better after they announced the separation.
Because you're like, ain't nobody trying to deal with this. Y'all going all back and forth.
Yeah.
So I think that's the weird thing when the kids feel safe with both parents and it's a great situation. Sometimes the kid is like, well, I don't want to have to keep going back and forth. Everyone's happy. Why can't we just all be together? Now, Ison may be getting, I'm just making up stuff right now because I can't speak for him. That's not to say he will want you to go away, but he might be like, well, can just let my mom, and she's married, right?
Yeah.
And my stepdad and my dad and Shauna, we would just live all together in the same house. Just one big family compound.
I wonder if he feels that way. I don't know. He's so laid back though. Like do you think Ison would feel like that?
Feel like what?
Like wish that all four of us could live together so you could have everybody, both of you and his mom.
He's mentioned it before.
He has?
Yeah.
Told you.
Wow.
He's mentioned it before, but he hasn't necessarily really pushed for it. He's just mentioned it before.
Like I wish all four of you.
Like he's also mentioned, he was like, I could move to Indianapolis and me, you, Aunt Steffi, and Uncle Surreal, and all of us can live in the house. It's like their house is big enough.
He just wants all the family.
I think it's natural. Kids just like for the people that they love. I mean, you just want everyone to be together in one spot.
Yeah.
Like, so I think it's something that try as hard as we may. Yeah. Sometimes it's something that they just never fully come to terms with. Like, they can have a healthy outlook about it, and they can know for the rest of time. My dad and Shauna are together, and I'm happy over here. And my mom and my stepdad are together, and I'm happy over there. But in the back of his mind, he'd be like, "But wouldn't it be perfect?"
Right? Yeah. No, I can see that. That's why, like for me, when before we moved in together, he had his own place, of course, and he only had one bedroom because Isa wasn't with him very much. He was working a lot, and so he was with his mom, full time, and then would get him whenever, every weekend, every other weekend, whenever Isa wanted to come, whatever. But since quarantine, we've had him for 1, 2, 3 weeks at a time, which has been the longest time that he's ever been able to get him because he's been off work.
Right.
Still getting paid, thank God. But
they're still off?
He's still off.
Jeez.
I know, because he's high risk. He's got a heart issue.
Okay.
So he is still off, and he's still getting paid, which is super nice. So we're able to take Ison as long as Ison wants to be here, which is the first time ever. So when we moved, I was like, it's not, I would feel like if we were to get our own place and not have a room for him, I just wouldn't feel right about that.
Yeah,
you know, sure. Like I just can't do that. Like I understand if you have, like, as a parent, if you have to arrange it so that he has a little area or something, but you just can't afford to get another bedroom. Like that's one thing, which he can afford it. It's just that he's all about saving and all that stuff, which is great. But I personally love you. Okay,
love you too.
But I personally would not feel good with myself if I didn't spend a little bit of extra money to make sure that he had his own space, because I want to make sure that he knows that with me in the picture, like he's all like, to me,
he's still a priority.
Absolutely. To both of us. Like not just his dad, but like now that I'm with his dad, like he's a priority to me too.
Of course.
And I want to make sure that so even now he has his own room, which we use his closet and stuff for storage because he doesn't keep his clothes here, which I think we will eventually probably change that. But sometimes he'll be like, it's almost like he's unsure. And I'm like, no, that's your room. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. Like, this is your room. This is your house too.
You guys haven't been here that long. Is he going to decorate it, or are you guys going to do anything like that? Because that could make a difference too, like to help him get settled in.
We'll have to do a part 2. I know we've been just talking about everything today, but
I know I can't see you guys, but I still talk to several of your kinfolk in my DMs.
Good.
Especially on Insta.
Yeah, you guys don't forget to follow
I feel like I want to shout out some people, but I won't because I don't. Now I'm starting to not know who just followed me because they found my page and who's from your channel. But please follow me on Instagram. So let me just tell y'all real quick. So y'all know, some of you guys know, I started a channel with my kids. Love, JERRILYN is the name of the channel, and we put like 3 videos on there, and I haven't posted anything else. I don't know how I feel about the whole YouTube thing. I don't know. We'll see. And you may be saying, but you're sitting here with Shanna and you're doing so well. That's because it's someone else's. I'm just jumping in on someone else's thing, right? I like to have conversations with other people. So I found that I don't want to just do YouTube videos by myself at home. It just doesn't seem fun.
I thought you were doing like a family vlog thing.
Well,
or do you not want to do that anymore?
I think it's fine to do it sometimes, but I didn't want that to be the whole thing. I didn't want it to be like a daily family type vlog. I really want it to be like a real talk, like talking about different topics. So there'll be some things that I will talk with my kids about and we'll record it. But I feel like I need another person.
I get that.
But in any event, I'm trying to be mostly active now on Instagram. So please follow me.
Been doing a lot more.
I've been doing better, for sure. So please follow me at JD_mom of3. I actually know the name now of my I didn't even have to ask. Yes, it's JD_mom of 3. And I'm trying to like I like doing the lives because a lot of times stuff pops into my head and then I just want to say it then. I don't want to have to sit down and make a video and edit it and all the other stuff because by then I'm not even interested. So if you want some tips on like doing things on a budget, I'm really big on that because I'm always on a budget. So just like doing things in your house or organizing or stuff like that, just follow me on Instagram.
The link will be in the description box, so all you have to do is click and you'll go straight there. So
yeah, this was fun.
It was fun. We'll have to get back on our routine.
I hope you guys all, please in the comments, just engage so I can talk back to you.
Yeah, she responds.
I miss Real Talk Thursday. The Real Talk Thursday crew was like, this is the best crew.
It is. Yay! I'm so excited to be back. But thank you guys for watching. If you like this video,
about my new quarantine pandemic thickness? Tell me in the comments how y'all feel about everything that's going on. I definitely gained a little bit of weight.
She looked good.
But you know what? I really believe that this season, a lot of things are preparing me for marriage. I
Absolutely.
really, very strongly feel that way. I've been working on lots of different stuff and lots of different home type stuff and just getting my mind in a space. I've just been saying, Lord, just let me be ready when he comes to sweep me away.
And he's gonna come sooner than you think.
Don't delay.
You're right. I feel that. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up because it really helps us out. Share this video with any and everybody. Go follow JERRILYN on Instagram.
Please.
And follow her YouTube channel anyway.
Yes, I'm going to do something with it.
Yeah, so both of those links will be in the description box. And we'll see you on the next Real Talk Thursday. Bye.